Prague and we love pubs.
And Prague.
Prague, Tina, we do love Prague, and we are right in the middle of the old town where, I don't know, we don't come here much, do we?
Not really.
It's been a while. When was the last time for you?
Oh, a while back. I couldn't think off the top of my head.
But my God, it's beautiful. But Tina, what happened, tell me, what happened in 1401?
Or 1402, John, if you consider
really?
it. Yeah.
Why? Well, what happened?
Well, Jan Hus, the great Christian reformer, gave his first ever sermon in the place we're going to go now.
Is that right? Really? So we're going to a church that sells beer?
No. Come on.
It's bar 1401. Tina, what I love about
Tell me.
bar 1401 is these bloody windows.
Yeah? Why is that?
Well, I think it's pretty obvious because we're sitting in them. We're actually sitting in them right now.
Yeah? Did you try to feel the glass earlier and then got a bit of a shock?
I did actually, because we were sitting, confession to anyone that's watching this, if there is anyone watching this, we both arrived at the table here and didn't actually know the window was open, and we could thought, geez, our hearing's improved because we can hear people talking outside. We are actually sitting outside right now. But just to be in amongst this architecture here, there's a World of Banksy exhibition across there. It's just a great spot, and you wouldn't know, but just down the laneway there's tons and tons of tourists. There's barely anyone here. Pretty good, huh? It's time for Tin and Tells. Tin, and we'll tell it like it is. Even in the old town, Tin.
Even in the old town. Even
in a historic place where Jan Hus gave his first sermon. It's bar 1401. Now, tell me about price. We're in the old town. It gets a bit pricier, but compared to everywhere else?
Yeah, there's, as you say, John, we always have to include the disclaimer that we are in a very central location. So the price is going to be a little bit, at the very least, a little bit more than what you could pay.
Yeah, it's very touristy, touristy.
I would say, like for the beers we had, is 60 crowns, which is obviously a little bit
60
more.
60 crowns for one of these Staré
than we would normally pay. But overall, from what I've seen, the prices are reasonable, especially for the location. So I'll give it 2.5.
2.5. 60 crowns is how many euros?
60 crowns would be what, 2.1, 2 euros 10.
2 euros 10.
Something like that.
You're in the old town, for goodness sake. You get a half litre of beer. Now, a service.
The service, well, the Ukrainian gentlemen, obviously, there are not many people here at the moment, so
it's quiet. Sunday afternoon.
We haven't got much competition, but I have to say he's been very good.
Top notch.
He's been very attentive. He's been like asking us all the time if everything is okay. Can he do anything for us?
What do you give it to?
So let's give him a 4 out of 5 for service.
It's been pretty good. So now we're on to ambience, and it's a Sunday afternoon. It's a bit after 3 or something, 3:30. We are really not far from the Astronomical Clock at Old Town Square, and there's hardly anyone in this lane. So really, if you're coming to Prague, come into this laneway here. Mind you, things have changed since COVID, so there's still a lot of tourists out not far from where we're sitting, but where we are right now, there's nobody.
Yeah, exactly.
But there's also nobody in this bar. Well, not nobody, there's a few people, but...
There's a few select groups, yeah. But I would say as there's a live band every night, of course.
They have live music, yes.
So I would imagine we'd have to see it another time, but I'd imagine that when the live band does have the chance to play, there'll be a lot more people here.
Yeah, but at the moment?
Yeah, again, it's one of these things, you know, we always have to say at this time it's a little quiet, but you know, the music is good. Say the staff have been good.
But look at us.
Let's say 2 for the moment, but yeah, maybe 3 for potentially what it could be later on.
He said while sitting in a very historical location with buildings that are 500 years old. What do you want to give a negative for this place, Tim?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I'll tell you one. It's an odd footprint of the actual place. Where we were sitting is like in a hallway or a corridor. We're almost there's the storeroom opposite us. It's very narrow. It's a strange footprint for a bar, for a pub. The stage is very small. There's not many seats around it. It's kind of odd.
The layout is a little bit unconventional. I would also add that it can be a bit hard to find. I mean, it is signposted. That can also be a good thing in certain ways. But I found it with Google Maps a little hard to find. But in fairness, when you do get there are signs for it. So.
But other than that, Tiernan, it's bloody delightful.